We're live?
Yes, we don't.
Fantastic. Satnam. And welcome to the Friday meditation series. This evening, as well as the following classes that we're going to be doing, we're going to be talking about dealing with daily stress. So just introducing very simple techniques that we can incorporate into our daily routine to help get rid of that frustration that can build up sometimes. Sometimes when we talk to individuals who are not practicing meditation, often what I find is that they agree with the benefits, the supposed benefits of meditation, but they don't seem to connect with it. They say, you know what, it's fantastic if it's working for someone else, but it's not really for me. Because I believe that there's a misunderstanding as to what meditation is. When we hear this word meditation, I think sometimes we think of that Buddha figure, alone in the forest, just sitting very peacefully. And that doesn't connect. We don't connect with that image. Because what happens is that we're out in our daily lives, we go to work, we have 100 things that we're dealing with at work. We come home, there's 100 things that we have to do at home with the family. We're trying to plan that vacation. And there's just so much going on that when we come home and when we try to sit still, that whirlwind of thoughts comes with us. And so when we sit still, we realize how stressed out we are. And so we want to kind of avoid that. But ultimately what meditation is three things. When we say we're meditating, we're achieving three things. We're helping ourselves to relax physically. We're helping us to release that thought, that whirlwind of thoughts, to let that go. And the third part, we're reconnecting with our spirit, our source, the essence of who we are. So fundamentally, meditation is helping to establish and build the trinity of who we are. The body, the mind, and also that spirit. And so when we say meditation will help enhance all aspects of our lives, it's true, because we're not working on an individual, a little part of ourselves, but we're working on that whole entire part of our being. So whatever you put yourself into, you will be that much more focused, that much more dedicated, that much more aware to accomplish and succeed at whatever you're trying to do. And so we don't want to get too into the details of what's going on with our mind and the psyche and how all that is working, but we just want to keep it very simple today. We're going to talk about the relaxation part. We're going to work more on the body today, and then in the later series we'll focus on the other aspects of that trinity of body, mind, and spirit. Although we're focusing more on the body, it still incorporates all aspects of who we are. And so today we're going to work on just some very simple exercises that we can do anywhere. Because the beautiful thing about meditation is that you can do it anywhere. There's no tools, there's no exercise equipment, there's no membership for it. You just simply need to do it. And if we have these little exercises that we can do, then whenever you are, you can be at home, you can be sitting at your desk at work, wherever, you can do it to help relax that physical body a little bit so that we don't feel uptight. Because when the body gets uptight, our mind becomes uptight and we get a little bit more reactive. We lose that patience. And what do we say? If we don't have patience, we become a patient. Right? So just find yourself into a very relaxed posture, very comfortable seated posture. Just make sure that the sitting bones, the hips, are level. Sometimes we like to sit with the legs off to the side, but we want this pelvis, these hips, to be aligned so that the spine, the central nervous system is nice and tall and straight. Gently draw the shoulders back, let them relax down. We can do this sitting in a chair. You don't have to be sitting on the ground. And you can just allow yourself to simply relax the shoulders, the face, maybe close down the eyes, and just a few things to pay attention to as we begin our exercises and our meditations. Number one is, how do we breathe? Because, believe it or not, there is a correct way of breathing, and then there are all the other ways of breathing that we tend to do. We want a nice deep breath. Sometimes when we instruct this deep breathing, we talk about breathing into the belly. But this belly is a big thing. What part of it are we breathing into? Actually, there's something called the navel point. And it's this one little specific location somewhere inside, deep, near the navel, hence the name, that we want to find. Now, there's no map that I can draw you to locate that point, but when we turn our awareness inside and we begin to breathe deeply, when you inhale, try to sense that you're breathing very deep into that space just below the belly button, in at the core of the body. And you're going to feel that this breath starts to fill the lungs from the bottom. It fills the mid-ribs. And at the very top, as you continue to focus on that navel point, it will fill the whole lungs, filling the top lobes. The collarbones will lift slightly. And then as you exhale, just reverse that motion, letting the air go, and gently draw this belly in to press out the last bit of air without forcing it. And then repeat. As you inhale, focus on that navel point. Focus just on breathing very deep. Sense how the lungs are filling up automatically. And then as the top of the inhale comes, maybe pause for a moment and then release it gently. We want to breathe very easily. Although we want to try to breathe deeper, we don't want to force it. We just want to naturally explore this long and deep breath. Because when the breath is very deep, consistent and smooth, then the nervous system is more relaxed. And that's what we're trying to achieve today, is we're trying to achieve a relaxed state. And so as you continue to breathe long and deep, the second part that we need to focus on is what we call neck lock. And that's simply just allowing the chin to be slightly tucked in towards the spine. We don't drop the chin towards the chest, but we want to avoid lifting the chin up. So just keep the chin level, slightly drawn back, lift the chest up a little bit, relax the shoulders back. And this posture allows for the lungs to expand, and the chin lock is helping to keep and regulate the pressure so that that pressure is not going up into our brain, into our head, and creating that headache and all sorts of things can happen. And this neck lock is also helping to align the spine. So with this posture set, we're just going to take a few more long, deep breaths here, and then we'll tune in. In this tradition of Kundalini Yoga, we tune in with a mantra. We chant Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. And we chant this mantra to help bring that awareness inside of us, to help connect ourselves to that intuitive wisdom. We call it that golden chain. So that as we move through these exercises, we're not just forcing our way through it, but we're sensing our way through it. We want to create that sensitivity to understand what's happening inside of us. And so if you're not familiar with this mantra, you can just listen or try to chant quietly. And at home, you can tune in whatever way you want. But before you begin any activity, just take a few long, deep breaths to make sure that your mind is with you and not thinking about something else. Because that's when accidents happen, is when we're doing something, but we're thinking about something else. So just continue to breathe long and deep, and then we'll tune in with this Adi mantra, this primal mantra, chanting Om Namo. We'll take a short little sip of air through the mouth, and then Guru Dev Namo. And just bringing these palms together now in front of the heart center, and just rub these palms together briskly. And now just press these palms again back together. Thumbs will press into the sternum. Lengthen the spine, chin is slightly tucked in, relax the shoulders, the face. And we'll tune in with the Adi mantra, just chanting it 3 times. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Inhale again. Exhale. And we'll inhale to tune in. Om Namo. Short little sip. Guru Dev Namo. Om Gently suspend this breath in, chin stays slightly tucked in. Hold this breath for a moment and gently exhale. Relax the palms into the lap. Relax the shoulders, the face. And just take a moment to experience what you're feeling. And gently inhale. Exhale. And we'll begin with a few warm-up exercises that we can do every day. We call them spinal flexes. And when we do these spinal flexes, just take it very easy, especially if you're new to this practice, and sense what's going on inside. So to start these spinal flexes, you can do this sitting in a chair, or sitting on the ground. Just bring your hands onto your ankles, or if you're in a chair, just keep them on your knees. Spine's nice and tall, chin slightly tucked in. And we want to move the base of the spine. So as you inhale and breathe into that navel point, inhale, you feel the pelvis, the lower spine pull forward a little bit. Exhale, round the lower spine back a little bit. And just for 1 minute, we'll move through these spinal flexes. Inhale forward. Exhale, round back, and try to focus at the base of the spine. As you move, keep this head fairly still, chin slightly tucked in, that neck lock. And just move at your own pace. Feel that you can move the base of the spine. Just 30 more seconds like this. And move at your own pace. And now inhale to the center, stretch up. Chin slightly tucked in, stretch the spine. Exhale, relax. And maybe keep these eyes closed for a moment and just feel what these spinal flexes have done. Often when we wake up in the morning where our joints are tight and the hips are tight, the spine is tight. But if we just move the spine a little bit with these spinal flexes, then we can start our day in a beautiful way. Inhale deeply. Exhale. And we'll continue with these spinal flexes if we're sitting on the ground. Hands come onto the knees. If you're in a chair, just keep your hands on the knees. And this time we're going to move more of that mid-spine. So as you inhale, pulling the mid-spine, arching the spine forward, exhale, rounding the mid-spine. And we're moving that more of the spine this time, but keep the chin slightly tucked in, shoulders are relaxed, and just continue this spinal flex, feeling the mid-spine move. Inhale forward, exhale to round back, and just another 40 seconds like this. We can keep these arms straight, and we're not grabbing onto the knees, where arms are just there as a guide. Inhale forward, exhale to round back. And as you move, we can always use a silent mantra, a silent sound vibration to help focus the mind and keep the mind here. As you inhale, you can mentally vibrate Sat, S-A-T, Sat. Chant it inside as you inhale, meaning truth. And as you exhale, Nam, N-A-M, identity. Inhale Sat, exhale Nam, and just keep this spine, keep this mind of ours focused on what we're doing. Last few cycles, keep moving the spine. Remember to breathe from that navel point. And now inhale, center. Stretch the spine tall, chin slightly tucked in, stretch up. Exhale, relax. And just take a moment, stay inside. Breathe consciously, feel that breath at that navel point. Relax the shoulders, the face. And we have just one more spinal flex exercise in this spinal flex series of warm-up exercises. Inhale deeply. Exhale. And this time we'll bring the hands onto the shoulders. The fingers are in the front, thumbs are in the back. And just do your best trying to reach these shoulders. And we're going to move the upper spine this time. But don't strain, do it very gently. As you inhale, lift up, the chin will lift a little bit, draw the elbows back. Exhale, round the spine, the chin will drop towards the chest now. And just feel that you can move this upper spine. Inhale forward to lift up, exhale to round. Breathe into that navel point. And mentally we can vibrate that silent mantra. Sat as we inhale, Nam as we exhale. And just move at your own pace. And just another 20 seconds. Inhale to the center now. Chin slightly tucked in, stretch the spine tall. Exhale, relax, release the hands, relax down, relax the shoulders, the face. Breathe consciously, feel that breath. Very good. And already we should notice just a sense of calmness, a sense of ease that's coming over us. Because as we move the spine, releasing that tension, the body starts to relax. The mind will start to relax. And we can do these exercises almost anywhere. Inhale deeply. Exhale. And to continue to open up this central channel of the spine, we'll do a spinal twist. So do it very gently. We don't want to hurt ourselves, especially if we're new to these movements. So just go very slowly. We're going to bring the hands in front of us with the hands and fists, and these elbows should stay up. Don't drop the elbows down. Keep the elbows up in line with the shoulders. It'll protect the spine. And as we twist, we're inhaling left, exhaling to the right. And as you twist, just twist the head as well, looking over that shoulder. Let the head lead the way to twist the neck a little bit. Focus on breathing from that navel point, very important. And lengthen the spine up. Don't hunch or don't round the spine. So sit up tall, inhale left, exhale right, and just go for it. But go gently, go consciously. And another 40 seconds. Inhale left, exhale right. Very good. Last few cycles. And now inhale to the center. Stretch the spine tall, chin tucked in, stretch up. Exhale, relax down. Excellent job. And keep that awareness inside. Breathe consciously. Feel the breath at that navel point. Draw the breath deep into the body. And mentally we can repeat that mantra, Sat as we inhale, Nam as we exhale. Inhale deeply, exhale. And we just have one more exercise before we do the 2 meditations that we are going to do this evening. This next movement is going to help open up the chest, expand the lungs a little bit. And if you're ever out and about and you start to feel a little sluggish, a little tired, try this technique. It'll help to bring that vitality back, create that alertness and focus. And it's very simple. We just have to make sure we're not in a crowd because we're going to elbow the people beside us. So just make sure that these elbows, there's nothing really around us. And we're going to inhale to pull the elbows back. Exhale and just cross the fists. Inhale, exhale, cross it the other way. And keep up just another 30 seconds or so. Sometimes as we're working and we're sitting by the computer typing, we start to get that tight shoulder, tight neck. Try these. Another 20 seconds or so. Inhale back, stretch back, exhale to cross. And always go at your own pace. Listen to your body. If something doesn't feel right, don't do it. And now inhale back, Chin's tucked in, stretch the spine straight up, reach back, exhale, relax. Oh, very good. Inhale deeply, exhale. And so these next two meditations, we have to be very honest with ourselves. Because the meditations, we're going to be using a specific breathing pattern. And when we use these breathing techniques, these pranayamas, they can create all sorts of changes inside of us. And they can be a little bit overwhelming sometimes. So the idea is not to freak yourself out by doing the breath pattern to the point where you start to, something is happening, but just do it while it feels comfortable. We don't want to create that panic feeling. Sometimes we hold the breath out, we suspend the breath out, and instantly almost that need to breathe will come. And it will create a panic. And we want to avoid this feeling today. So just listen to your body and do what feels right. Just do as much as it feels right for you. This first meditation is going to help, again, increase the capacity of the lungs, as well as strengthen the spine, and also create a little bit more mobility in the spine. It's a spinal flex with the breath suspended in. So we're going to inhale, suspend the breath in, chin is tucked in slightly in a chin lock, and suspending the breath in, we're going to start to flex the spine. So again, the chin is not down towards the chest, but we just don't want to lift the chin up, because that puts a pressure in the back of the neck, it tightens up, and we just want to keep that nice, long, tall spine, chin slightly tucked in, chest lifted, and then inhale, suspend the breath in, and begin the spinal flex. So inhale, and then just begin to move the spine in that spinal flex without breathing this time. And when it feels like you need to breathe, come to the center, exhale completely, inhale again, and begin again. And just take it at your own pace. We'll go for another 2-3 minutes. So get into the rhythm of it. Don't hold the breath until it becomes a panic feeling. Just do it comfortably. Inhale deeply, flex the spine. When you need to exhale, come to the center, exhale. Inhale again and begin. And as you continue these spinal flexes with the breath suspended in, try to keep these shoulders relaxed, the face relaxed. And as you flex, just keep this head level. So don't move the head up and down, just move that spine. Inhale, suspend the breath in, and just another 45 seconds. Gently exhale. Come to the center, inhale deep. Stretch up, chin slightly tucked in. Exhale, relax. And just take a moment. Relax the shoulders, the face. Breathe consciously. And so practicing this spinal flex variation with the breath suspended in can become a meditation on its own. We can do it up to 22 minutes, but we can split it into two, doing 11 minutes, giving a break, and then another 11 minutes. But again, just always do what feels right. We don't want to push ourselves too much. Inhale deeply. Exhale. And we just have one more meditation left for this evening. And this one, well, let's experience it. And we'll go from there. So yoga is that union of the body, the mind, and that spirit. And one of the most uniting factors we have to work with is this breath of ours. And as we breathe, we don't want to hold the breath and get tense, but we want to keep this breath moving. Keep these shoulders relaxed. Keep the body systems relaxed. And yoga is working through the angles, through the triangles that we create in our body. So this technique, we're going to extend the arms out in front of us, but try to really commit to it. So this is an honesty thing. If we just hold the arms out, we can cheat a little bit. And believe me, I'm an expert at this. But if we really want to be honest with ourselves, then we keep these arms very straight and the spine very tall, because it makes a big difference if we're aligned or if we're just half aligned. So it's up to you. I'm not there to see what you're doing, but just see what happens when you do it very properly. So the technique is the right arm will extend out with the thumb stretched out, and this left hand will then come and grab onto the thumb. These thumb tips will put together, and the thumbs, as the tops of the thumbs, will create a little V. You might see that. And so what we want to do is keep these arms straight, pulling out from the shoulder, chin slightly tucked in, and just try to see through that V, through that sight of your hands. Relax the face, relax the eyes, but just focus through that V. The breath pattern is we'll inhale slowly for 5 seconds, exhale slowly for 5 seconds, and this time we're going to suspend the breath out for 15 seconds. But if you feel that panic response from holding the breath out, then just inhale earlier. That's okay. We'll work up to the 15-second suspended the breath out. So once again, with the arms extended out, inhale slowly, about 5 seconds. Exhale slowly, about 5 seconds, and then suspend the breath out. Don't breathe. And then inhale. About 5 seconds. Exhale. About 5 seconds. And continue this pattern. Suspend the breath out. And now this will sense what starts to happen as we continue this breathing pattern. Keep the arms up, shoulder height. Try not to let them drop down. And we'll go for about 3 minutes. We won't do this one for too long. Just one more minute. Stick with it. Arms are straight, chin tucked in. Inhale deep. Stretch out, suspend the breath, stretch out. Exhale, relax. And just relax these arms down. Excellent job. Relax the shoulders, the face, maybe close the eyes down. And just experience the effects of this meditation. This meditation is really designed to help strengthen the nervous system, the focus. Because when these arms are stretched out like this, we are stimulating both the nervous systems. We are helping to open up that back of the heart center, opening up that chest area a little bit back there that gets so tight. And the breath pattern that we're doing, when we hold this breath out, when we suspend the breath out, something very amazing happens. You might have felt it. It might have felt a little bit uncomfortable. But what happens is that when we stop this breath cycle, this fundamental life pattern, the body gets triggered into a response, an emergency response, because we recognize that something has stopped. This life force, this oxygen, is no longer coming in. In the yogic sciences, when we breathe, we are talking about the pranic energy, but just on a more fundamental, just on a more physical level, that breath that we draw in, that oxygen, the body is using it for everything. And so when we stop breathing, the body starts to recalculate and recalibrate what's happening inside. Because we need to reorganize whatever oxygen is left inside of us so that we can maintain that consciousness, that awareness. Because if we hold the breath long enough, what happens? If we stop breathing completely, we leave this body. But before that happens, the body reorganizes itself. And you might have felt that the longer you hold that breath, the more powerful the body's desire to breathe becomes. And so when you inhale and you flood that body with that life-giving pranic energy, that breath, then we take that in and your body starts to use everything more efficiently. Because we tricked it. We said, if you're not efficient, we're only going to give you this much breath. And so the body starts to learn that on that, just that little amount of breath, it starts to take us a long way. And so after any type of intense meditation like these last two meditations that we did, it's very important to let our body relax a little bit. You might feel that these meditations can kind of space us out, leaving us a little bit spacey. But these are just effects or symptoms of the body adjusting, the nervous system kind of strengthening itself. So it's natural to feel this way. And through the consistent practice of these meditations or other meditations, the experience will start to change a little bit. It will feel less uncomfortable, and we'll start to really absorb the benefits that these alignments are going to give us. Aligning the body with the arms extended out or up or to the side have very specific effects, but we need to do them more than once to receive those benefits. Meditation is like anything. Whether you're going to the gym or learning a new skill, you're not just going to do one push-up, right? Or you're not going to do one painting. You have to practice it. And just like everything, these meditation techniques, we have to practice them. And when we do it consistently, regularly, that's when the benefits become very real in our lives. And so I hope that you enjoyed this short little meditation series. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them and I will answer them as soon as possible. And if you're able to, you can always share this video so that it gets out to as many people as possible, so that we can help heal ourselves, to heal this world. Because ultimately it's going to take that community effort. It will take each and every one of us to bring peace onto this planet. So if you have the time, please just lie out flat a little bit. Give yourself that break. And you can join us next week as we'll continue these series of dealing with this daily stress. Thank you so much for joining. And I wish you a very peaceful evening, a happy Easter. Satnam. Namaste.